What's up, folks? YouTube, it's Tay Polo coming back at you again with a little bit of story time this time, man. I want to tell about what my favorite sneaker is and why it's my favorite sneaker. I got two boxes here. This one, nice gold box. Some people might know what this one is, some people might not. Then you also got an old box here. A 2012 box. Is flimsy, but it's the last time this shoe came out. So, and anytime a different model, or not model, but variation of this shoe comes out, I really like to try to get it. And because this shoe has a lot of sentimental value to me. And the story that I actually have to tell this is the reason why I'm such pretty much a big sneaker collector itself. So yeah, let me go ahead and let's get into this. Let's talk about this first one because this is the retro, not the original, but I had the original back in 1998. This shoe actually does a lot for me. This shoe actually brought me a lot of joy back when I was younger. I think I was around in the second grade. It was time to go back to school, and my mother, she took me to the local Foot Locker up in Gastonia, North Carolina, which I know a lot of people might not know where that is, but she took me there, and it was this shoe, and it was the Team Jordan, the Jumpman Pro. I think it was the second one, I'm not sure. But it was between those two. And at the time, I was still in grade school size. I think I wore maybe a 6. It was either a 6 or a 6.5. And the retro shoe at that time was $100. But the Jumpman Team Pro was, I want to say 69, maybe $70. I'm not sure. And my mother at the time, she was like, Tay, you can get that shoe, you can't get this one. But coming up, I was lucky and fortunate enough to actually see Jordan actually hooping these. And my cousin, his daddy had the reverse colorway of this. I don't want to spoil it right now because y'all still like seeing the shoe. And I actually used to always look at his and be like, man, one day I'm gonna get that shoe, like, or I'm gonna get something that's similar to that shoe. I want a shoe that Mike actually is wearing because I mean, this is the shoe that I can remember that I had first of Mike's, and I know I might have had a pair of another colorway, like a black and red colorway of this shoe, but it's this colorway that stood out the most to me. So I'm gonna show y'all guys the shoe. We're gonna unbox it here. Beat up box, man. Good God, I should have took care of this box. But the shoe is the Playout 12. And I want to talk about this shoe because this shoe actually like started my love for Jordans, sneakers, pretty much. You know, growing up, I was a big Penny Hardaway Michael Jordan fan. And Larry Johnson. Like, those were the three athletes that I was like, y'all, one day, you know, their shoes on the beat, have all the shoes. I had the jerseys, even had the matching shorts. Like, if I could show y'all a picture back in the day, I actually had the whole Larry Johnson outfit. You know, I'm coming from the 4, I'm from the 704. So, yeah, but Playoff 12, man, let me get back to my story. So, we were actually in the mall, in Valley Hills Mall, not Valley Hills, but on East Ridge Mall. And my mom, like I said, she wasn't having this one. She was just like, okay, you're going to get the Jumpman Team Pro. And I was like, Mom, you know, I'm going back to school. I really want this shoe. Like, I seen Jordan actually playing in this. So I was like, Mom, can I please get this shoe? And at the time, she just wasn't having it. Like, I don't know what her problem was. But she, money-wise, I guess she was like, nah, that's the cheaper shoe. Go the cheaper one. And they look just alike. The black and white one looked like this. So we're sitting in there and we're arguing and whatnot. We're not really arguing. I'm in there pouting about me not getting the shoe. So luckily at the time, this is 1998, nobody had no cell phone to actually call somebody for this to even happen. So we're in the store, and my aunt actually shows up in the store. My aunt she was a sneakerhead at the time, I think, because she used to get all the Air Maxes, as far as like 95s, 97s, 98s. I remember her actually having a pair of each. So at the time, I think she might have just went in there to see what was up in there, and she seen us in there. She came over there with me. She said, "Tay, what's up?" And I was like, my mama wanted me to get that shoe, but I actually wanted this shoe." And so I guess she went over there and talked to my mama and seen what the difference was. And here behold, I walked out with this shoe here instead of the Jumpman Team Pro. And dude, I'm telling you, I was so happy to actually get this shoe that it just, I don't know, it just did something really crazy to my mind. I actually slept with this shoe beside of me until I went to school. And I think I might have wore these consecutive. Like, normally my mom we were fortunate enough for me to actually get probably 2 pairs of shoes to start school with. And I normally start with like a Jordan and a shoe that pretty much matched everything. But, black and white normally match everything. And back in the 90s, who cared? As long as you had the goods, you had them playoff 12. So, I started school in these, dude. I love these. I know a couple of my friends at the time, they had the flu games. And the shoe I was talking about earlier that my cousin's dad actually had was the Taxis. And, I can remember vividly, like, us watching them. I think the Bulls were actually playing the Sixers. And Jordan was just killing them in those. And I remember him walking in the house, and I was like, damn, he got the same shoes that Mike got on, And I'm like, damn, like, is they special? Like, it's like he was walking around on a piece of gold or something with gold on his feet to me. And, that really spoke measures with me. And this shoe right here is the reason why I'm doing this. Like, why I love sneakers, why I'm trying to get into this with my son. My son wait till you see his collection. For right now, I know this video is rough, it's raw. But my son really, really loves his sneakers too. So this is the one that started for me. I hope that one day to hear his, like, what's gonna start, what's the sneaker that actually started making him love sneakers, because I pretty much buy him sneakers all the time. He's only 3 years old, so he don't really know the difference. But yeah, this is the one, man. And like I said earlier, every variation of the shoe, I try to get every variation that I can of the shoe also. And here we have a different variation of it, and this is the well, I'll let you guys see it. It's the box or whatnot. Nice box. It's these. These are the Chinese New Year 12s, which actually look just like the playoffs. And yeah, I did my own custom. I took an X-Acto knife and I cut through different parts of it, as you can see. Actually, I think it's pretty dope this way. Actually, I only had a few in the back, but then I wanted to see more of I don't know if this is part of the flag or whatever it is, but I thought it was a dope shoe. These were actually even gifted to me because I really like this shoe. I like to keep this one just like the playoff because it reminds me of the playoffs so much. I really love the gold hints of the shoe. I just like the detailing, and little Chinese symbols on here, on the tongues. It's a really cool shoe, really nice shoe, man. So anytime this has came out, I mean, like a variation of this shoe has came out, I have got it. I have the low somewhere back there in the back. I think the only time that I didn't get this shoe might have been 2004. I don't think I had it then. Maybe I did. I was in middle school then, and I probably didn't even give a damn about shoes at the time. I was probably chasing some girl or something. But yeah, this, I mean, playoff 12, man, it's something like to a lot of people, but I think it's heat. I think it's the hardest Jordan that's ever released. Yeah. This is it for me. This is my number one dog. A lot of people might not think it's the number one Jordan to release, which everybody seem to be going to 11s, and I got a bunch of those. And a lot of people always have asked me, what's my favorite shoe? And I tell them that it's this, and they're actually shocked because, like, I have a lot of 11s. Yeah, I love 11s, too. A lot of people think, well, the Concord 11s, that's my favorite shoe, and I got a crazy story about those that one day I'll tell the YouTube scene. But, yeah, today, this is what we have here. We have Playout 12. This is my story. This is my favorite shoe of all time. So, hey man, rock with the video. Please share, like, comment, subscribe. This is my second video. You know, I'm rough, I'm raw on doing this, but I want to bring my love of sneakers out to the world and the YouTube. And I said, subscribe, Tate Polo Reed. Facebook, you can look me up. My name is Octavius Marcus Reed. Instagram is Tate Polo Reed. And Twitter is also Tate Polo Reed _55. Contact me. You got anything for sale? I'm up to buy. You know, Jordans, Yeezys, anything like that. Any type of, and I need a restoration on these, by the way. So if anybody could get into contact with somebody who could pretty much do these bottoms for me, because everything looks good pretty much on the shoe. I just need these bottoms there. They need to be white. So whatever somebody could do for me, I would really appreciate that. So I'll be back with another video, you guys.